Welcome to First Aid Forward. First Aid Forward is your essential digital study companion for USMLE success and throughout your medical education. Harnessing the First Aid book's long-trusted, high-yield content, First Aid Forward evolves First Aid from a study tool into a premium learning experience. In this video, we'll go over everything you need to get started in First Aid Forward Step 2, including signing in, navigating the home page, reading and annotating the first aid books, taking subject quizzes, and where to find troubleshooting support. Signing in. If you purchased your own subscription to First Aid Forward Step 2, you can skip to the next section of this video. If your institution purchased a subscription to First Aid Forward Step 2 for you, follow these steps to activate that subscription. Go to firstaid.mheducation.com/step-2, enter your institutional email address, so the email address that you have from the institution that paid for your subscription, like your university or medical school, and click Continue. On the next page, click Send Magic Link. So First Aid Forward uses magic links to give you a secure and seamless sign-in experience. The magic is that there's no password required to get into First Aid Forward. You'll see that an email is on its way. Magic links can take up to a minute to appear in your inbox, but when they do, they'll have a subject line of your McGraw-Hill magic link. Click on the link in the email called Magic Link to be taken into First Aid Forward. It's that simple. You'll stay signed into First Aid Forward until you close your browser. If you open a new browser or a private window, just follow the same steps by going to firstaid.mheducation.com/step-2 to get a new magic link. Tip: if you never received a magic link, be sure to check your spam or request a new magic link. Just be sure to use that institutional email address and to spell it correctly. Navigating the home page. You can get to everything you need in First Aid Forward right from the home page. Up at the top, you'll see the essential collection of First Aid Step 2 books, which you have full access to. These 3 books work together to ensure that all your bases are covered and there are no gaps in your USMLE preparedness. Study the classic First Aid book, now updated in real time right here on First Aid Forward. Develop and refine your clinical thinking skills in the Clinical Algorithms book, and master the ability to determine the next best step, perform a patient workup, and effectively manage patient care with the Clinical Pattern Recognition book. Click Start Reading to open a book from the beginning, or continue reading to pick up where you left off. We'll dive into books in the next section of this video. In addition to navigating content by book, you can also navigate by subject. First Aid Forward Step 2 covers 14 subject areas, encompassing all essential principles and organ systems. Each subject contains high-yield topics that align with the USMLE content blueprint. Click on a topic to be taken to it within the classic First Aid content. To view a topic in the Algorithms or Pattern Recognition content, go to the right and select the appropriate checkbox next to Show Algorithms or Show Patterns. Then scroll down, find the topic, and click on the algorithm or patterns you wish to view for that topic. Use the subject search to find a topic within a subject, or use the universal search bar at the top of the page to search across all of First Aid Forward Step 2. Results are organized first by book, so Classic First Aid, Clinical Algorithms, and Clinical Patterns, and then by subject. Use the breadcrumbs to identify exactly where the search result appears within the context of First Aid. If we exit out of our search results, you'll see that we're still on the home page. The last thing to point out on the home page is the subject quiz progress bar. You will see a progress bar next to each subject, and this reflects your most recent progress or performance on that subject's quiz. To start a new quiz or see detail about your quiz performance, click on Quiz Practice. We'll go over more information on quizzes in an upcoming section of this video. Reading and annotating content. To open a book, click Continue Reading, click on a topic from within a subject, or perform a search, and click on a result from that search. From within a book, there are multiple ways to navigate across the book content. You can use the Next and Previous buttons to flip through pages like you would with a printed book. You can search across the book using the built-in search functionality, or you can click on the Contents tab for more navigation options. Table of Contents lists all the book content in the order that it appears within the first aid book that you have open. Tip: click Go to Current Location to be taken to where the page you have open appears within the table of contents. The Topics tab organizes book content by subject. Topics here refers to the specific information covered within that subject. If you click on a topic, you will often have the option to flip between the related first aid content, so clinical algorithms or pattern recognition. Not only can you navigate across the book by topics and table of contents, you can also navigate according to your own engagement with the content. Click Highlights to see any highlights you've placed across the book, Notes to see any notes you've placed across the book, and Place Marks to see any place marks you've placed across the book. Note that all of these annotations are organized by topic, and that the topic may appear more generally named than it does in other sections of the navigation. To annotate, simply click and drag your mouse across the text you want to annotate to open the annotation toolbar. There are 4 options when it comes to actual annotations. They are Highlight, Underline, Add Annotation Box, and Add Annotation Circle. Additionally, each of these highlight options are available in 4 colors. To remove one of these colorful annotations, simply click on the white or Remove Annotation option. By default, the annotation toolbar will open every time you select New Text to annotate. To quickly annotate text, select the style you want and click on Quick Annotation. Quick Annotation mode will turn on, and you will be able to apply your selected annotation style to text quickly without opening the annotation toolbar. When you're done annotating, click the X at the top of the page to exit Quick Annotation mode. To add a place mark to the selected text, click on Add Place Mark. And to add a note, click Add Note, type your note, and then click outside of that box. The note will be saved. To edit a note, place mark, or other annotation, click on the selected text and make the appropriate change. And to view, edit, or delete any of the other annotations, place marks, or highlights you've made, simply click the Contents navigation and find the appropriate highlight, place mark, or note. Tip: sometimes when you're clicking between your different highlights, you can get a little turned around and forget where you were. One easy trick is to use the Go to Previous Location button. When you click this button, you'll be taken back to the last page you were on. When it comes to reading the first aid books, there are 2 more tools to help you get the most out of your experience. The first is the ability to change the font size. The second tool is the Read Speaker. Click the Read Aloud icon to begin reading the text from the beginning of the page. The Read Speaker toolbar will open. Play or pause the Read Aloud feature, scrub through text. You'll note that the tracker on the left-hand side of the page shows you which text is being read aloud. Mute or unmute the Read Speaker, change the volume of the Read Speaker, and finally control the speed at which the text is read aloud. You can also open the Read Speaker from within the annotation toolbar. So select text you want to be read aloud by clicking and dragging your mouse. The annotation toolbar will open, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the option to read selected text. This will open all of the same Read Speaker tool functionality as the Read Aloud button here, but only the selected text will be read aloud. Subject quizzes. First Aid Forward quizzes are case-style, quick-hit questions that are created to test your foundational knowledge of a particular subject to prepare you for the longer USMLE-style vignettes. The progress bar next to each subject summarizes your most recent quiz attempt. To see more details about this quiz attempt or all other quiz attempts, click on Quiz Practice. On this page, you can see details about the subject quiz, including number of questions and topics covered in the quiz, a snapshot of your current or most recent quiz attempt, and a summary of your previous quiz attempts. See greater detail about a previous quiz attempt by clicking View under Score Sheet, or see detail about your most recent attempt by clicking View Score Sheet. Tip: you won't see this View Score Sheet option if your current attempt is not 100% complete. Instead, you will have a button that says Continue Quiz or Continue Tutor. This is because you can take a quiz in two modes, quiz mode or tutor mode. The difference between the two modes is that in tutor mode, you will see the answer to each question after you submit your answer. In addition to seeing the correct answer, you'll see a full explanation of why that answer was correct and why other answers were incorrect. Click Next Question to continue through the quiz. Note that you can only go forward in the quiz and cannot go back to previous questions. Or click Close Tutor or Close Quiz to return to the home page of First Aid Forward. You can return to an unfinished quiz attempt at any time by clicking Quiz Practice. From there, just click on Continue Tutor or Continue Quiz to resume that quiz attempt. To start a new attempt from the beginning of the quiz, click on New Quiz Attempt or New Tutor Attempt. To review your previous quiz attempts, click on View under Score Sheet. The score sheet includes information and tools to help you maximize your study time. It includes your overall score on this quiz attempt, your score per question, your answer for each question, and the correct answer if it differs from the answer you gave, as well as an explanation for each question's answer. For dedicated review, use the Sort feature at the top of the page to narrow down questions by topic, or use the Correct, Incorrect filter to focus on those questions you need to review the most. Troubleshooting. For additional help, please click on the Get Support icon at the top of the page to be taken to our FAQs. Our FAQs also include our contact information, which is First Aid Forward support at mheducation.com. Thank you so much for joining us today for this brief overview of First Aid Forward Step 2.